Good morning and welcome to Rose Red Homestead, where today we are going to talk about kitchen organization. When our kitchens are organized and we feel very comfortable with that organization, we are far more efficient as we do any work whatsoever in the kitchen. Over my lifetime, I have only one time been able to design a kitchen to my own specifications and then have it built. My first husband and I were building our own home, doing most of the work ourselves, except for the kitchen and the cabinets, and I was able to design a fabulous kitchen. Well, sadly, once the house was done, we almost sold it immediately, moved our family into town so our children could have a better education. We were living way out, and I've always felt the loss of that kitchen. Ever since then, I have moved into a kitchen that someone else designed. And, I can pretty much make do with anything and organize it so that it works best for me. A couple of years ago, we had this kitchen remodeled just a little bit, but not down to the bones, just a few things. We added more workspace for me. We added a little cabinet over here and a large cabinet over there, but the basic designs remained the same. The appliances stayed in the same place, and there are some issues with this kitchen that I have had to work around. And one of the things that we did several months ago was that we presented a class, one of our 12 Rose Red Homestead classes, on right here, how to organize anything. And in that class, we taught 10 principles and identified 3 behaviors whenever you do any organizing. And those behaviors were analyze, strategize, and then organize. And so there were some spots in my kitchen which really needed some work. And I decided to apply these principles, these actions of analyze, strategize, and organize in order to make this kitchen work better for me. So I'm going to share 3 spots with you today that I have recently been working on. One of them is still in progress. I'm still in the strategizing process there, but we'll show that one the last. But first, I'm pretty okay with how I have organized where things belong. Pots and pans relative to the stove, baking sheets relative to the oven, and that sort of thing. Dishes close to the table, silverware close to the table, that sort of thing. I'm happy with that. What I have not been happy with is how some of those spots immediately went into disarray, and I didn't do much about it for a long, long time. But I have now, and I cannot tell you how much it has lifted my spirits when I am doing things in the kitchen. So right here, this little section, cabinet, countertop, drawer, and the cabinet down below, this is my baking center. And I can tell you that this is the smallest baking center I have ever had. Of course, it spills out over here to this counter, as well as you have seen me many times in many videos doing baking prep right here because I don't have space here to do the prep. But what had happened was this cabinet just got stuff shoved in it. This drawer was my spice drawer of smaller containers of spices, and honestly, they were just in there ramshackle. Every time I needed to get anything from the spice drawer, I had to sort through and lift them up and look up to see what they were. And then the larger spice bottles, of which I have quite a few, they were here and also down here. So I'm going to invite you to come on over, and I want to show you the organization that I have done. After analyzing and strategizing, this is the organization now in my bake center. So this shelf has not changed. I have flour and sugar and baking powder, soda, and salt right here. But this shelf has changed dramatically. I now have the spices, these taller jars of spices, in alphabetical order going backwards. So here's allspice, here's cilantro. And the downside of this is, if I am wanting Italian seasoning, I have to pull out the ginger, and then the Italian seasoning is right here in alphabetical order. And what I am waiting for, I know now they make these little shelf organizers that are about this wide that I can put right here and then pull out individual ones, but they're not the size that I need yet. I think they'll probably get there, but right now I can't find the right size in order to solve the problem of having to pull everything out. It would be very nice to just slide out a little drawer and then pick whichever one of the 3 or 4 that I need and then slide it back in, but I'm waiting for that. Then I have other baking needs here, and Jim has his Traeger rubs and barbecue things up there. So that's made a huge difference. What has made probably the most difference of all is this drawer. Now remember, I said everything was just tumbled in here. Come take a look. Everything is now in alphabetical order. The smaller sizes here, the medium sizes here, and then the large sizes go there. And underneath this is a little expandable shelf that I put in here. It's raised up, but it has slides that I can fit the drawer in, and I have 3 of them that fit perfectly in this drawer. Everything's in alphabetical order. I can find anything I need right here. So I love this, and I will put the link for those little slidable shelves that are at an angle in case you want to check those out. And then down here, I completely reorganized this as well. And so this is now, these are some of my larger ones too, and they're in the order that I can work with very well. So this organization has made a huge difference, not just in how I'm able to be more efficient, but in my mental approach to things, because now I know that I don't have to, there's that dread of opening this drawer and trying to find the right spices is now completely gone. And that has made a big difference to me. And it probably saves, I don't know, several seconds, a minute, each time I try to go in and get a spice out of this drawer the way it used to be, and all my rattling around and trying to find it. Now I can go right to it. It saves a little bit of time.
A couple hours.
It wasn't quite that bad. But, oh, Jim makes me laugh all the time. You know, we were talking the other day, this is off the topic. We were talking the other day about how grateful we are that we have laughter in our lives every single day. And we both love that, because that has not always been the case in previous to our meeting and marrying one another. Okay, so in any case, it saves time, but most of all, it is my mental attitude that has been really improved. Okay, next stop. All right, this drawer right down here, which I'm not going to open right this second. What it used to be is a mess. It had all of my boxes of Ziploc bags, foil, wax paper. The Ziploc bags were in 3 or 4 different sizes. Every time I opened that drawer, one or other of the boxes would catch, and I'd have to punch it down and open it up. And it had some other things in there too that I just, an old cake pan and a couple of other things. So I just decided I am so done with that hassle. How can I make this drawer better? So I went online for organizational tools, and I found one that I am absolutely thrilled with, and here it is. This little box is especially designed for Ziploc bags. So I have my 3 sizes of Ziploc bags right here. These are the sandwich size, these are the quart size, these are the gallon size. I have straws here, and I have turkey cooking bags here. And then I have stacked the other things low so that they no longer catch when I'm opening the door. So this is one of my favorite reorganizations. I now love opening this drawer because I can get things at my fingertips just exactly like that. And that's what reorganization is all about. So I'm thrilled with this drawer. This has been also a big time saver. This is my pantry. This is my one biggest pet peeve with this organization. This pantry is about the size of a thimble. I would love a great big pantry. Now this cabinet over here is an extension of the pantry, and it's what I put our mostly is our containers from food storage here. So that helps a lot. But I have struggled and struggled with how to organize this. I've already made a video on reorganizing our pantry, and it didn't stay very long. And so I'm trying something new. This is the project that I'm still only half finished with. I'm still in the analyze part. I have strategized one part of it, but I haven't strategized the other part, and I'm not ready to totally organize. But I want to show you that one thing that I have done, and that is we have put this little rack on the inside of the door because there's plenty of room between when the door closes and when the first shelf is, so there's no interference there. I pulled all of these things out of the pantry. The pantry is still disorganized, and we'll show you that in just a minute. But I now have all of my canning lids right here, all of the pectin here, and this is lemon juice and some condiments. This is the Crystal Light that I use all the time for my drinking water. These are vinegars, and these are more condiments. I pulled all of that out of here, and yet Jim is going to come around here and show you what is left. So this is still in disarray, and can you believe I pulled this much out of it, and this is still how it looks? And so I still have a lot of organization that I need to do here, but in my mind, I am still strategizing on how I want this organized. This part is wonderful. I love, for instance, having all of my vinegars just right here. That is so great. I now no longer have to look for them and pull the big ones out to find the smaller ones behind the oils down here, which is what I used to have to do. So I'm still thinking about it. It's an ongoing process. We love, love, love this rack, except for one thing. It has a downsize. It fits over the top with a flat bar of metal. But when we close the door, it doesn't stay closed. We still are working on trying to figure that out. So we did get it to close several times. It may depend on the degree of humidity in the kitchen. I don't know, but we're talking to the guy who helps us with our construction and the projects that we have around here to see what he has to say, because I really don't like it that this door most of the time won't close. But it certainly is worth it to have this lovely shelf that has these things organized for me. I actually quite enjoyed reorganizing those places in my kitchen. I didn't mind the task at all because I knew what the outcome was going to be, and I have just been thrilled with the results. So I'm going to keep going. Next project is going to be finishing the strategizing on how I'm going to do that pantry. And one of these times when we're just in the middle of a video, I'll show you what it is. I'm not going to do a special video on that organization, but I'll show it to you when I get it organized, just when I'm in process of doing something that requires me to go over there, then we'll show it. I hope this has given you some ideas about how you can spot organize places in your kitchen as well, or throughout your house, whatever. This idea of just accomplishing small tasks that yield big results is very engaging for me, because the result is that I'm more efficient, and I always love efficiency. So thank you so much for being with us. Hope this was helpful. Let us know what you think, and we will see you very soon for more videos.